collector's edition, you're getting the game and like a poster and a couple minute soundtrack.
Well, that was a really good figurine that they gave with the game.
Oh Christ!
Because I bought
wonderful. More plastic to fill our rooms.
Hey, I bought the first Assassin's Creed Collector Edition for the PlayStation 3 just because I wanted the extra crap. I never actually played the PlayStation game, but
Wonderful.
But the little figurine they gave you was like 4 inches long and it sucked.
So like I said, I mean, all you're getting is some additional paraphernalia that's really not worth it. It doesn't enhance the gameplay in any way. It's not like you can plug your little 4-inch figurine into your console somewhere.
Let's not talk about plugging 4-inch objects into anything.
Well, I think one thing that is actually, it's not really like collector's edition, but it's sort of like a new trend is a lot of developers are releasing like Game of the Year editions of their games where they'll throw in all the DLC that was released after the game and stuff. Like I think things like that are great, especially if there's like the people out there who don't bring their systems online and stuff. Like I think that's definitely a good thing.
Yeah, I think if it doesn't actually affect your gameplay experience ever, I mean, you definitely, Collector's Edition, need to bring something to the table. I'm sure Halo Reach is going to have an absolutely ridiculous Collector's Edition.
I'm obviously going to get it.
But, if you're just like a random game and you release a Collector's Edition and it's just a piece of crap, you're wasting everyone's time and money. I mean, it's more production and everything. I think we should really be focused on making good games, and I think that's really where the focus is, because these Collector's Editions, for me, are never really that great. I mean, only really great games with some extra great content will ever come out with a great collector's edition. But anyway, moving on again, we got our co-op section, and we're going to talk about how co-op is working out in games today. This is, we have some games that are completely based on co-op and competitive multiplayer, and some that aren't. So how is co-op used great? How is co-op not so good? Is there any game that is saved by the use of co-op? I mean, I guess I'll start. I think that co-op really can pull in such a new element to a game. Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2 with Spec Ops really was pulled forward with co-op. I thought that it was Spec Ops is like one of the better parts of the game. It really had great cooperative areas, and you were able to do a lot in Spec Ops that you didn't get to do in the regular game. Personally, I like co-op better than competitive multiplayer because, primarily because, Twist and I used to play all kinds of games together, and,
at this point we should have been Siamese twins from that.
Yeah, and we played, we used to be playing all kinds of stuff, and we just, we're going off playing co-op games and things like that. There's certain games that were great with it. I mean, I remember we were playing, like, Team Fortress 2 like crazy, and, you were, like, the pyro, and I was, like, the medic. We were just, like, running around and kicking ass. If you watch the intro,
I believe that's competitive multiplayer.
Yeah, but it's co-op in a way that we're always. That's a way we're working together.
It's more substantial co-op than just you're on a team, because there's a significant team play element.
Yeah, I think that's cooperative, like a whole team. By the way, if I ever mention Team Fortress 2, I'm talking about PC Team Fortress 2. The Xbox is not the same way. PlayStation is not the same way. And I definitely think if anyone's played both, you could definitely hear me on that. But there's games where you do co-op and the cooperative level of the game brings it to like the transcendent level, and I think that co-op can actually save some games. In particular, Army of Two, which is a game that generally sucks, but the cooperative elements were working together and pulling each other out of the battlefield when you're down, and all those cooperative elements really ruled. It was really awesome, and that was the only thing that really made that game great. And something new for Army of Two came out. I just think that there's certain games that are really awesome, like Kin and Lynch. I'm really excited to see some co-op for that.
Co-op.
You have 2 characters in the main title. You better have some awesome co-op. And I think that some games, like some bad games, are really saved by the use of excellent co-op.
I'm right there with you. I think if you look at especially like hack and slash games, there's a lot of ones where otherwise they would have been probably like really boring and dull games. But when you're there with a friend, if you look at games like Marvel Ultimate Alliance or even some of the Gauntlet games, you know, they're not really that fun to play by yourself. But once you have, like, you know, a couple people there with you, all of a sudden, you know, they're a hell of a lot of fun, you know?
Yeah. Well, what is World of Warcraft? I mean, a lot of times I know there's a lot of fighting against other players, but in the end, you're trying to complete quests and dungeons, and you just get into big parties, and that, I mean, that's co-op right there. That's co-op at its finest. That's it's probably the most played, like, big budget game on the market. You know, there's all kinds of other games that are more, but it doesn't matter. I mean, that's 15 million people or something like that are playing that shit, and you know, that's all co-op, and that's what makes World of Warcraft great. It's the community.
So yeah, so let's talk about where it works. Like, what do you think is like some of the better implementations of co-op?
I think my favorite game for co-op is the new Super Mario Brothers. Wii.
Absolutely, I can't even believe I didn't mention that.
Because when I was playing by myself, and it's not really fun. But
I wouldn't say that. But.
Well, it's fun, but
it's just classic Mario. Been there, done that.
Yeah, but you know, when you're playing with a friend, it's just like, or you know, 4 friends, or 3 friends, because you can have 4-player cooperative. It brings a whole new thing to it, to the game. It's like a whole new level, and that's what I really like. I was kind of upset. I wish, although this isn't the traditional, I really wish Mass Effect had co-op, because
that would be kind of weird.
It would be weird, but at the same time, it would kind of be fun, because think of it, your squad AIs in Mass Effect 2 are smart, but you don't have the ability, because everyone, like, when all the enemies are basically just trying to kill you first, like that, you're their first priority.
Yeah.
If you had other human-controlled teammates, you know, it'd probably even out the
fire.
Yeah, so I wish Mass Effect 2 had it, but you know, it's still a good game, even though it's not.
Rans, I'm right there with you. I mean, I've played Mass Effect 2 quite a bit now, and like, you know, I just think when I'm playing it, like, you know, the gameplay is so solid now that really, if you were to go online and, you know, do quests or whatever with like you and a couple of squad members, you know, you can choose your class, you can, you know, deck out whatever you want or whatever. Like, I think that could be a lot of fun. The only thing is, I think this is one of the only, you know, big drawbacks of co-op is whenever you throw in, you know, this awesome co-op gameplay, you're often sacrificing the story of the game or something, and especially if that were to happen with a thing like Mass Effect, I mean...
Yeah, the story's everything.
Yeah, you wouldn't be able to have the same, you know, innovative conversation systems and, you know, moral choices if we were to have, you know, multiple players.
Either that, or they could nail it, where both players take place in the conversation, and then they could have multiple people involved in the conversation to have 2 answers and 2 people saying stuff, and then of course you'd be online talking and say, who wants to answer this question? You know, that actually could be insane. Imagine like having those conversations. You got the one wheel with all the choices on. Imagine having 2, and then balancing 2 things at the same time. That would be nuts.
The best integration for co-op I've ever seen was probably Halo 3.
Yeah,
oh, yeah.
It never really ruined the story, but it also added.
Well, even ODST. How about Firefight? That's great.
I think Halo 3 and ODST they did such a good job, but I mean, like I think it's so well done. The 4-player online co-op is fantastic, but you know, at the same time they left out matchmaking. I mean, so part of it is a choice. It's like, do you really want to sacrifice, you know, getting like unreliable teammates that are just, you know, jackasses online, or do you want to play with your friends? And I mean, obviously you'd prefer to play with your friends, but you don't always have that luxury.
Yeah, Firefight is always pretty serious, and you're on there, you're definitely trying to get to like the last wave. You know, it's always, you know, there's no like Firefight match. It's like, yeah, we're just messing around. And sometimes you go into like competitive multiplayer where it's just like stunt map or whatever, and just run around doing whatever. But Firefight's always like really super competitive, and you know, always, like,
as I said on the last week's show, like I would probably still be playing Firefight to this day if I could just find people, you know, online easier. But you know, I think, well, there's that issue about whether or not, you know, matchmaking, taking it out was a good decision or not. I think one thing I really don't like about co-op, and it's not exactly co-op, is when you try and put co-op in a game when it's not co-op. Like, I really do not like, you know, when you have a crappy AI partner that follows you around all the time. Yeah. Like Resident Evil 5 is fun when you're playing with a friend.
Yeah.
But it's not fun when you're playing it alone. Like,
yeah. But the one thing about RE5, okay, and this is coming from a Resident Evil fan, I did not think it was as cool as RE4. But even when you had a friend, it was very disorienting. Not only because the control scheme worked for the last game, it wasn't necessarily the best for this one,